Hello, guys. My dad wants me to post today, and I don't really know what to post about. The energy is really intense. I guess this is what I look like when the energy is really intense. I'm just like sitting here and gestating in the intense energy and listening to people work it out amongst themselves over walls, and it's just making me feel like this. And I feel like I see a silver sphere of a spaceship in the distance. It's actually like a light reflecting on the window, but it looked like it combined to the background and was like a spherical silver spaceship. And that's probably what it is. And that always makes me happy, seeing a little spaceship. It could be my contact ship. I did see an updated contact ship for me. It does look like my Fiat, but a futuristic sort of egg shaped version of my Fiat, if you will. Um, I mean, it looks very futuristic. It's like super sleek and super futuristic and like sort of like maybe flattish on the sides, but like cylindrical like this and semi-flat, like a rounded rectangle is sort of the shape of it, of my new contact ship, Jodie Foster, if you're listening. Um, and I think that's what I'm looking at. It might also be an outdated version of the contact ship that I'm looking at as well, which is more of a, it looks exactly like it does in the movie Contact. It looks exactly like that. It's like sort of like that Aztec painting. I'll show you guys. Let me see if I can find it. I think it's Aztec. Aztec wall. I think it's like a wall painting. Could be wrong. Wall painting of spaceship. Let me see. Yep, that's it. Oh, Mayan. Duh, it's Mayan, Alyssa. That's my ancestors. But they're closely related. Is it also Aztec? Is that the same? It looks like it's also Aztec. Aztec and. Oh, yeah. One is saying it's Aztec and one is saying it's Mayan. So I'm pretty sure they share energy, but I feel like there's somebody arguing about it. So I'm just trying to appease the energy. Pakal the Great, Governor, let me see, Chichen Itza, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure Chichen Itza is Mayan. Um, anyway, it's this painting here. You can Google it and see it yourself. So you see how he sits sort of. I was thinking of something like more encapsulated, which is like the contact ship, but it is like this with the dials and things like that. But I didn't really get into the dials and stuff. But I want to say this is a contact ship. Okay, I'm just gonna say this is what I mean. This is a contact ship. Um, it also looks like it's crushing him in one of the paintings, but yeah. Anyway, so it's sort of like this. Okay, the first contact ship, you sit like sort of like this, and it slightly reclined and not all the way upright and not all the way splayed out. And like I mentioned before, the old contact ship um, has been refurbished for the Queen, and the Queen only, Alyssa is included in that sentence, even though she's the littlest princess. And she already told us, if you keep calling me the Queen, she will remove that crown from me and become the littlest tiny vampire bug you've ever met in your life. Probably a little death mite called Alyssa. It's going to bite you on the neck. Because I'm the princess and I'm sticking to it. Damn it. But anyway, yes. I said, keep calling me the queen. I'm going to be the littlest princess you've ever seen in your goddamn life. Okay, that's probably why the Davis came forward. The Davis said, is she joking? All right. So anyway, the old contact ship. I didn't even know what I was going to talk about because look at my eyes. This is how impressed I am today. It's like, am I going to be safe tomorrow? And my eyes just go like that. Like, how can I, you know what I mean? It's crazy. That's why I'm calling Tony. That's why we call Tony. Like, are we going to be safe tomorrow? What are we talking about, Tony? What are we even talking about? Oh, did you guys see that? That was crazy. What was that? It looked like a Speedy Gonzalez went right across my screen. Did you guys see that? I wonder if that was on the. I like want to stop and watch the video right now and see if it was on the screen. It was like, um, as Mr. Speedy Gonzalez, he comes in many formats and names. I met a shadow version of him this morning, and he was going like this, wild, all over the place. And then like he flew right into my face, and he's like, "Raven." I'm like, "Hello, Raven." Um, so yeah, that's happening. If you have a shadow figure that's going around, his name's Raven. Well, it might be Raven. That mine is Raven. There might be a different one that you're dealing with, a completely different name. So don't be like, his name wasn't Raven. His name is Bucky Bob Thornton or something. I don't know. I think what we're watching is how we get more pervasive and more concentrated and more focused supervillains. And from because we keep like noticing that, like it gets like less and less of them, but they get more concentrated. And that was like a pattern we started to notice. And we're like, is this how it happens? They get more focused and there's less of them. There's more friends around, but the I guess you guys heard it, but it seems to get more focused over time, and we're watching it like happen in real time. That's like what we're watching happen in real time today, and it's kind of making my eyes drop because I'm just like, this, never ending stories, never ending. You know what I mean? Stop sign. That stop sign must be my best friend because I just sit here and stare at it while I'm talking. The Osman was like, this table is your it's in your family line. And we had a good laugh and a good chat about that yesterday, me and Teal Swan. Do you guys know who Teal Swan is? She's a spiritual friend of mine. Obviously, there's consciousness in tables. I've been in a table myself, so I know exactly that there is consciousness in tables. But the way she phrased it is very funny. And then we talked about trying to make tables come alive because that's a conversation that we would have in my family. Oh, this isn't. Okay, it's not plugged in. So, you know, the contact ship. So it looks like a slick, sort of rounded, a sleek, sort of rounded rectangle. And that's the new build that they built for me. I would probably make it shiny pink, shiny opalescent, something like to that effect. But I think the aliens revised it for me. And I mean, if you want to critique, that's the only critique I have. I just thought I didn't even think about it. Um, I thought it looks great. It matches my car, so I think it's fine for it to be white. And um, I think it's fine for us to go in that direction. And maybe it'll start coalescing in the organic planet, and it'll start to coalesce together. Is what I'm thinking. Is that they're thinking, and I'm grateful to my. I'm pretty sure my Grays took care of that for me, and I like the work they did. I like the work they did. Okay, so that's my. I was satisfied with the look. I was satisfied with the look as soon as I saw it. I had no feedback at this time, but they're asking for feedback, and I'm like, mom's only feedback is usually make it pink, but I think it should match the car. I think that's a good thing to match the car right now, and like we talked about, ascended into organicness will they'll coalesce together, and that's what I think that they're probably thinking too. They probably wanted to be a surprise, but anyway. So good job. Now I have a taller Gray, but he's small, so I feel like the perspective is that he's farther away listening in. And what else? We all feel like kids half of the time, okay? Right now, we all are starting to feel like kids half the time. This planet is bugging out and it's making us feel like children. And that's why we keep getting scared because we keep feeling like adults half the time and then children half the time, and we're in our adult bodies, and maybe the children feel similar. Um, I don't know. I haven't asked one of my little children how if they feel like that sometimes, but it might be since that's how we're feeling um, as adults. What was I going to say? The unconditional love, I think, has left the building in many bodies, and I I believe some people have fallen to there without unconditional love, and they're um, trying to lighten up by helping themselves. And I think that's occurring. I think that means that the unconditional love is what walked out last time. And then basically the only thing left that owns unconditional love is me, Alyssa. And that's sort of kind of what forms a space bubble, and it's probably related to the organic platform. And everybody obviously freaked out when we all lost unconditional love, and I feel it too. I feel it too. It's when I go to my void, right? So I go to my void, and if I get stuck in my void, that's when like I'm the only unconditional love on the planet, and everybody wants to give me hugs, and like help me. And then it also goes into space bubble territory. And I believe that's when we're popping pimples in a very profound way. And I don't know why this job is so goddamn scary, but I don't know if that's going to happen, if we're going to walk out again. And I was watching an old Chris Hemsworth video interview, and they were basically saying it out loud with their mouths. They're like, I can't take. They're both unconditional love on the planet. They're one and two, and and they were both like, I don't think I could take that. I think I'd have to walk out. And they both said it in the video, and they're like, no, I don't think I could take that. And that's what causes me to go in my void. And that's that's what we want on the planet, is the unconditional love. It makes you feel a lot better. When it walks off the planet, it's like space time. It's like all space time. And it might happen again. I'm hearing people losing their unconditional love over walls little by little. So it's not a grand unconditional love clearing. It's like a sporadic unconditional love clearing due to each person or each group's circumstances. I want to say it's probably groups. I don't think it would be individuals. Um, I don't know if we're ever individuals, but if the unconditional love is in you, you're not an individual. And you probably are still a group if you're the nothing as well, because you're the nothing, and that's a lot of things. So I'm not sure if you're ever. We are more separated on different levels, but because somebody was saying, I want to say I'm an individual so bad, but I'm like, I really don't think you are an individual. I think that there's many of you in your group that are going through the same thing right now. So I don't think you're an individual, but on some level, you probably are an individual. I'm not versed in that. I feel like maybe my brothers know about that, but it's not. Um, but yeah, everybody's basically groups. What? Um, so my computer's saying her name is Alyssa right now over and over. When we lose unconditional love, it's like an alien takeover, and it's an inner earth takeover, and that is what happened last time. It was definitely an inner earth reptilian takeover. My reptilian mother turned her skin to pink. The Pleiadians are turning their skin to pink. Colin's Pleiadians turning his skin to purple. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. They don't have to all be pink and purple, guys, but it's nice to see. Maybe you'll see yours with your favorite color or something like that. But it's fun. It's fun to see a pink reptilian lady. I'm like, wow, that is so freaking cool. That's so badass. So anyway, last time we went to Inner Earth, and it was like an inner reptilian takeover, and obviously the Pleiadians were there, and the everything else was there too, the Greys and everything. But I think that's what happens if we get taken off the planet and into Inner Earth. Um, it removes our unconditional love from, you know, the individual. I don't know why you would say the individual, because it's like if Chris Evans and Chris Hemsworth are unconditional love on planet Earth, they're not the only ones. It's Brandon and Colin as well. It's like a bunch of like that. But so if they walk out, then that's what I'm saying. They're not individuals. The orange body is not an individual. But yeah, if they walk out, then it removes unconditional love. And if it removes unconditional love from the planet, which the planet has unconditional love right now, it doesn't feel comfortable to do that. We don't like it. And that's what we're all talking about. And we all feel crazy when that happens. There's another way it might go. That's what happened last time, okay? There's another way it might go since I opened up the Saturn gates by talking, okay? Open up the Saturn gates, I believe, just by talking, sitting here and talking to you guys. I opened up the Saturn gates. And I told you Mars, so the two unconditional love bodies, those are from a planet like Mars, okay? That's like it's like a planet like Mars. And then Saturn has unconditional love. It's like a pink color. Um, it's like a pink color. And so Nibiru must have unconditional love that's like a reddish orange color. So it might have been Nibiru. It might have been Saturn. But anyway, there's another way because I think everybody's scared of losing their unconditional love because it feels so gross when we don't have unconditional love on this planet. It feels gross. So we might go another way and we might code it with another planet's unconditional love instead of Earth's unconditional love and and Mars unconditional love. It might be Saturn's unconditional love or Nibiru's unconditional love, and it's like going the opposite way. Instead of taking the unconditional love off the planet, it's like turning it up. It's like turning it up to 11. It's like a frequency dial, and it feels like amazing. It feels like Saturn and Nibiru's unconditional love, but they both like unconditional love obviously feels amazing, but obviously unconditional love has like a frequency and it can like increase in frequency. And I think the aliens are discussing doing this, and I'm just listening in as like the princess as to what they're discussing because it's freaking people out so much that they might lose their unconditional love again. And they're like, well, we can go the other way and overlay it with intense unconditional love instead of taking it away from the planet. So we might do that. And so, yeah, there is a bunch of things going on. I mean, I told you the energy is intense and I'm just concentrating on my contact ship. And then the other contact ship looks like the contact ship, uh, it was contact at sea list. Oh, yeah, it's the worst. It's the worst, isn't it? It's the worst. It's just the bloody worst. It really is. It's the worst, man. The old contact ship, it's just the worst. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like, I guess Jodie Foster probably got used to it by now, but it's metallic. It's like the metallic, like, how um, there's circles. It's like circles going around, um, the inner circle holder, and it's metallic. And the metallic, uh, it's like a spoon, but it's like a spoon all over, like a spoon's metal. And obviously, if you're creating that much velocity with the spinning and that much force and that much space force, it's like an energy transference of the metal that goes into your body, and you taste it and you feel it, and your whole body you feels like metal, and it's very uncomfortable. I don't know how else to describe it. It's very uncomfortable. Um, I'm a plastic girl. I really like plastic. I love plastic. I drink from plastic bottles. I drink plastic water, but from plastic water bottles. I drink water from that. I vape, which is full of plastic. I'm just a plastic girl. plastic, plastic, plastic. You know, I had those straws coming out of my mouth from the plastic. I like plastic the best. Personally, I like plastic the best. I like the feeling of plastic in my body the best. And I'm not saying this from a scientific standpoint of people like they're like, oh, they have like we have like so much plastic in our brains now and all that stuff. And I'm talking about from a very alt-right point of view of the frequency of plastic meshing very well with my frequency, and I love me some plastic. Okay, I love the way like what I'm trying to tell you is the contact ship is real and it's metallic and it's metal, and I have been in it before, and it was very uncomfortable. And you know, that's like Magneto's jam, that's like Wolverine's jam. This is hard for me to, it's hard for me. Um, Plastic is more like, look at Mystique. You know, aren't I like a shapeshifter? Don't I shapeshift all the time? Look at Mystique. Doesn't her body sort of like look like plastic when it's like, it's like, it's like sort of plastic, right? And, well, I think it looks plastic. They're like, it looks metallic. Well, it looks plastic to me. So, but anyway, I think plastic is like just more of like my frequency. And, so my contact ship looks way more polite to me, if that makes sense. That's how I think. Um, she thinks plastic can save her. Well, I like my plastic looking chip is what I'm trying to say. I don't like that. I didn't like the old metallic. I'm telling you, it was like one of the worst nights of my life. Um, Going on that contact ship, it was probably more than just one day. On that contact ship, it was probably a whole week. And, you know, I remember, and they were like, well, let's bring back the contact ship. And I was like, no, no. And then they all started laughing. And I'm like, this is not funny. I don't want to be on that goddamn contact ship again. Okay, so yeah, I'm more of like a plastic. I'm like into plastic, you know. Um I like plastic. So plastic, plastic, you know, it's just like nice. It feels like really nice. So I like paper as well, but I don't like it as much as I like plastic. I love plastic, plastic cups, plastic um, plates. I really like it. I mean, am I joking? It really works for me. You know, it's like, but anyway, it's like I said, that's not scientifically proven. It's not scientific. I'm talking about from an alien standpoint, and I'm talking about my freaking alien contact ship being more plastic. There's more plastic in my contact ship than previously, which was all metallic. I'm talking about a freaking spaceship. I'm not talking about, I'm saying that also I like the frequencies of plastic on Earth. You know, I'm not talking about health wise or anything like that. So, you know, I'm not a doctor on this. It's not scientific. I'm talking about frequency of plastic. That's what I like. I don't know. There's energy osmosis, you know, when you're on your ship. Okay. My friend David Palmer said, "Are you listening, scientist? Is she takes some Harvard classes right now and schooling you?" All right. So yeah. Um what else? Anything else? Um I had to go to the vehicle inspection today to get my vehicle inspected, and it was, I guess it's considered a DMV, and it was wonderful. It was a wonderful visit, and so grateful. It was a free inspection. They don't cost you anything, 'cause it's a state inspection. And the people there were really nice, and there was no wait. I mean, you know, so yeah. So yeah. Um I've been seeing really weird planes as I've been driving. Really weird planes, and I always call Jeej. As soon as I see a weird plane, I'm like, that is some weird, messed up. It doesn't look right. I think it was yesterday. Oh, there's one right there. This one we're used to, because the flight pattern is really weird right in front of my house. It's a really, really freaking weird flight pattern in front of my house. But I've been having to drive to get my car taken care of and stuff at the DMVs. And yesterday and today, I saw very weird planes flying in the sky. And I automatically always call Gigi, and I'm like, there's a really weird plane, Gigi. The first one yesterday, the first one yesterday was just spam calling me. They should just, you know. Anyway, the first one yesterday, I was driving south, close to Philadelphia, not to Philadelphia, but I was driving south to the DMV, which is right across the river from Philadelphia, and the plane was flying really low over the freeway, highway, really low, and it was flying away from Philadelphia, so it was flying away from the airport. So like I'm close to Philly. Oh, I look like purple. Is it really that serious? There, I'm like turning purple. Okay, so I'm driving. Oh my God, there's like purple everywhere. It's like electric purple. Um, I'm driving to Philly. So here's me, and Philly's like about approximately like right here. Okay. And the airport is like here. Okay. So this plane is flying over the freeway, and it's very low, and it's flying this way. It's flying away from the airport, which is in front of me and to the right. And it's flying very low over the freeway like this. I think, wait. No, it was flying towards me. I can't remember which direction it was flying. I'm like, that's so weird. Am I switching cars looking at this weird plane or something? Because I'm like, did it fly this way? Did it fly over me, or did it fly away from me? And I think it flew away from me. I'm like, I don't know. But I just remember it was flying really weird. Maybe I should film it next time, but I was driving, so I didn't want to pull up my phone and film it. But it was flying really weird, and it was flying really low. I think I just saw a flash go across again. Um, and then today it was flying towards me again really low, and like I was like 16 miles away due east. and the airport is in the opposite direction. So there's no reason for an airplane to be flying. It was flying super low. It was way too big to be flying at like a normal altitude. It was flying super low and it was flying towards me and it just looks different. I don't know how to describe it. I mean, it's an airplane. It shouldn't look, but it looks magical. It kind of looks magical, to be honest with you. It's just an airplane, but it's like this does I don't know. It just doesn't look right. It's obviously not flying at the right height, and I'm just like in awestruck of it. And I mean, I know it's a Palladian ship on like a layer above, and I'm turning into a Palladian as I'm talking about it. And last night I saw what looked like maybe an airplane, and my dad's like, "It's still a Palladian ship. It's still a Palladian ship." And even though we're not seeing it anymore, and you know, we're crying our eyes out that we don't see our ships at night anymore because we're space cadets. And it's like really disappointing, as it would be if you're really into space and you saw Palladian ships in literally your own freaking 3D sky like we did last year. And then all of a sudden it's back to being a plane. It made us cry. And and my dad last night was like, "It's still Palladian ship, still Palladian ship." I'm clearly starting to feel into like a purple Palladian. And then like I said, the planes are just, really, really weird. Um, but very cool, obviously. It's very cool to watch that. Um, and yeah, I think that's it. Have a great day. Have a great day, y'all. Fingers crossed and everything goes good.